If you think you need lots of followers to build a successful app, well, think again, because I'm about to show you 3 apps making well over $10,000 a month that were built by founders with basically 0 followers. I'm gonna show you these apps and what they do, but more importantly, we're gonna dive into exactly how they did it, what platforms they use to get customers, what specific content they posted about and why it works, and how you could potentially do the same. So if you've been wanting to start something online, but you don't want to sell your soul on social media, well, this video might just change everything for you. And once you watch this video and you're ready to actually start building, well, shameless plug, check out Starter Story Build. It's where we'll help you go from an idea to a working app in just a few days using only AI tools. There are tons of ideas right here in this Starter Story database, and you can get access to this as well. I'll put a link in the description for that one for you to check out as well. But without further ado, let's dive into the first one. Okay, let's dive into the first one right here. We have App Alchemy, which is an AI app for fast mobile designs. This business is doing $17,000 a month, and let's check it out. How one founder used Reddit to grow an app to $17,000 MRR. Oh, this is Diego Rochart, right? We interviewed him on the YouTube channel. I have it right here. Super, super awesome interview about how he got his app off the ground by using one thing, which was Reddit. So spoiler alert, that is the strategy here, which is Reddit, which we're gonna talk all about how he did this and how you could potentially do it too. So first, let's check out what App Alchemy is and go check out this app. Okay, cool. This kind of makes sense. Similar to Lovable or Cursor, it is an AI app that helps you design and do app mockups and make nice looking designs. The AI tools right now are pretty good for creating code and that sort of thing, but what about the design? How do you make it look really good? Well, I'm guessing you can type something in here and you can get some pretty nice looking designs for your app. I think that's cool, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about building an app without a huge audience, and the strategy here is Reddit. And I'm actually gonna pull up my DM right here from Diego before we interviewed him on the channel. This is the DM that he sent me. I started an AI design tool and grew it to 13K MRR in 3 months. No audience, just grew this on Reddit and a few other methods. I got my first $1,000 MRR purely off of Reddit, and I found a method to get a lot of reach. This is what we talked to him on the YouTube channel about, and that video is worth watching to kind of see the whole strategy behind it, which I'll put that up here right now as you can check it out. But let's dive into his actual Reddit posts. I'm not going to be talking about high level stuff right now. I'm going to show you the actual post that did this. And he sent me this right here. This is his actual Reddit post, which is in the r/no-code SaaS community. If you're watching this, you probably already know what subreddits are. Well, there are loads and loads of subreddits that are niched down to different little things. So whatever your app is doing, there's probably a subreddit based on that. This one right here is the no-code SaaS subreddit, which has 24,000 members. And there are a bunch of other subreddits. It already says it right here, r/no-code, r/SaaS. There's a bunch of other subreddits. So this is something that can be done sort of at scale on different subreddits. But let's look at the post right here. So it looks like this post is what I call a case study, right? He's talking about another successful business and he's giving a little breakdown of it. He's adding value to this subreddit by sharing a case study of a successful app. But here's why it's kind of genius. If you scroll down, you get a bunch of cool stuff here, but towards the middle of the post right here, he has this little piece right here. He says they're able to launch, he's talking about how they built the apps, and he's saying they use tools like App Alchemy and Cursor, and he links to those apps. This is actually genius because it doesn't come off like a huge advertisement, right? You're getting to learn about a successful business, and then there's a little link to his app and then to another really popular app. If you just link to his app, then people will be like, oh, that's probably an advertisement. But he's linking to 2 different apps, so it feels maybe a little bit less, and Cursor is a huge app that lots of people use. So I'm guessing that some amount of people clicked this link, maybe signed up, maybe tried it out, maybe even paid to try out the product. That's it. That's the strategy. That's super cool, but I'm sure you're wondering right now, like, how does this actually lead to like $17,000 MRR? Well, I don't think it probably did completely, but I'm guessing that this sort of strategy got him his first users, got him his first revenue, got early feedback, and he continued to develop and build his base from there. And we can actually prove this right here, as I'm just gonna go look at his username and I'm gonna sort by top all time and look at other posts he did. Is he doing this strategy in other subreddits? Well, let's check it out. And one of his top posts right here has 169 upvotes, and it is a little known Spanish app studio making $12 million a year and has 36 comments. And looks like this is sort of the same strategy right here. And there you go. You see it right there, App Alchemy and Cursor. He's talking about another app. And this is really it, right? I'm not saying that only this strategy is going to work, but finding a little format that works on Reddit, trying it out. And look, you may try some things, they may not work. You may get banned off different subreddits, but eventually try enough things and maybe something like this could work. So this is Reddit. This is the power of Reddit. You don't need a huge audience on Reddit. You could post something on Reddit right now and it could get hundreds or even thousands of upvotes. And I think Reddit is super underrated. I do want to show you something real quick. If you've been watching other videos in the channel, you know that I've been building a tool called Moat. Well, actually, one feature of Moat is to help you do Reddit posts like this right here. And I'm going to pull up our Reddit templates database on Moat right here. And you can see a bunch of examples of Reddit posts that help founders grow their business. I'll put a link in the description for you to check these out. And look right here, I take all the cool Reddit posts that founders send me and I put them into this database right here. And as you can see, here is the share a case study format that Diego shared with me that I put into Moat. And I put it right here. You can see the whole thing. You can see some reasons of why it worked. And even cooler, you can actually customize this template almost like a Canva template and add your own context or own details about what you're building, and it will give you a post. So if I go customize this template and I put in the context about another case study that I may want to try this with, I can click this right here and boom, it will generate a Reddit post using a very, very similar format about another topic that I could go and share on Reddit and potentially grow my app. So I know that's a little bit of a shameless plug right there, but I think Moat is super cool. It's basically designed to find winning formats like Diego had and apply your own story, your own case study, your own context inside of, and then share those on social media and hopefully grow your app. So to recap all of this, Reddit is super underrated and a super powerful way to grow your business without an audience. I think that's amazing, but I got way more cool stuff to show you right here. Okay, let's dive into the next one here. We have Parser or Parser, and this is a subscription service for automating email and document data extraction. And I definitely seen this one before in our Starter Story database, but I don't think that we've talked about the growth strategies of these or that the fact that it was built with zero audience. So this business is doing $40,000 a month. And let's just go take a look at their case study. We developed a $40,000 per month email parser application. This business has 2 founders, 0 employees. As you guys know, I always like solopreneurs or 2 founders, no employees business is super cool. But I don't really understand what an email parser application was. So let's just take a look. So this is an AI data extraction made ridiculously simple. And okay, I see. So it's probably like an API that allows you to take a manual document, like maybe an invoice that was uploaded or printed, or maybe like an application form that was manually written in, and you can process these with an API, and you can get things like the number of the invoice, the date of it, the vendor, the address. And businesses in finance, tech, and logistics and healthcare need to process hundreds, if not thousands, of paper documents, and this is a way to do that at scale. So that's super, super cool. Let's go and look at his social media. So this is Sylvestre Dupont here, and he built Parser, and wow, he only has 342 followers. I'm guessing since he started this business some years ago, he had way less followers even before that. 342 followers is not a lot of followers. Most people without any big personal brand have probably even more followers than that. And also an email parser application, I don't think that a personal brand would even help with a business like this. He definitely grew without an audience. So let's take a look at actually how he did that. I immediately see it right here. Nowadays, we attract most new customers organically via SEO from the content we published over time. Boom, boom, boom. That is it right here. SEO is how he grew this business. Search engine optimization, that's how he grew it. Writing articles on Google, those articles rank. People who need this tool read them, and then they become customers. So we can talk high level about SEO, but the purpose of this video is I want to look at the actual content that they created that is driving customers without having an audience. So how to do that? But I have a little hack to see this sort of thing. So if you go to parser.com and you type in parser.com/robots.txt, it'll come up with this little thing that usually has a sitemap. Most websites have a sitemap because it tells Google how to crawl their website, but this is actually a really cool way for you to go see all the articles that they've written for SEO. So you just copy that, you paste it into here, and you get the entire sitemap. There's a huge XML document that really has a bunch of links to all their articles. So you could put this through an LLM and do a bunch of analysis on it. You probably could do some crazy stuff with this. We're going to hold off on the AI right here, and we're just going to use Command F. So I'm going to do Command F, and I'm going to search best. And best is a cool term to search for because they may rank for like best tools or something like that. They may be trying to rank for those keywords. You can kind of see what those articles might look like. So I see 56 results for that. I'm going to go through this and look through anything that I think seems interesting. I see best AI tools, best email parser, because that was what they said their website does. So I'm going to copy this right here. Let's just go take a look at the article. I'm going to paste this in back in here, and let's go take a look at this article. And this is an article that is the best email parser in 2025. But as we talked about with the Reddit example, this is an article that creates value for the person who's reading it. They get to learn about email parsing tools. And I'm guessing that similar to the Reddit post, they're going to put their tool as the best email parser. And there you go. Here are the 5 best email parsers. The number 1 is Parser. Of course, they believe that Parser is the best one because they believe in their product, but they also link to some other ones too, which is sort of interesting. That's cool. And if you go back to the sitemap, you'll see lots and lots and lots and lots of articles. They're doing this at scale. But let's see if something like this is ranking. So if I search the best email parser here in Google, I want to see if this comes up. And if we scroll down here, Parser, the best email parser in 2025. And there you go. It's even got this AI overview here. People search the best email parser. Can't imagine a whole lot of people search for something like this. But if they do, they probably have high intent to buy this product. They click this and they may sign up and become a customer of Parser or Parser, however you pronounce it. That is the second strategy I wanted to share in this video, which is SEO, which is one of the most common ways to build a business without having an audience. You don't need an audience to write articles and rank in Google. I think that's super cool and almost as cool as the next one that I want to share. But before we do that, and before we keep talking about all these growth strategies, we do have to talk about actually building stuff. And shameless plug, I'm going to shout out the Starter Story Build Bootcamp right here, where you can turn your idea into a real app using only AI. In about the course of 12 days, we'll help you come up with an idea, build it, and launch it to the real world. And then eventually, you can do things like Reddit, SEO, and all these other things to actually grow that business. I think this is a super cool program. If you are ready to get off the sidelines and actually build something, we have a whole community dedicated to building cool tools, finding your idea, building alongside other people, and we even have stuff like office hours to help you get across the finish line and actually launch something. Okay, let's go over the last and final one here, which is Tech Lockdown, which is making $11,400 a month. So this guy, Ben, turned his side project into a $90,000 per year SaaS to help you focus. We actually interviewed this guy recently. I'll put a link right here to that YouTube video. He's now doing $15,000 a month. So his business is growing, which is super cool. But let's understand first what this thing does before we get into how he grew it. So this is Tech Lockdown, and this is content blocking is for everyone. Okay, so this is like a website blocker, a content blocker. We're not gonna get too much into the app idea. There are lots of website blockers out there. They all do different things and have different reasons why you want to sign up for them. I think that's cool. What I want to understand more about is how he actually grew this thing. So let's go to the case study right here and let's click into that. We can see here, marketing through content has been my main source of customers. So he's also doing content, and my content tends to rank well on search engines. So he's also doing SEO, which we just talked about in the last example. But I was reading through this a little bit and I saw something really interesting is that he had this little bit of like content system that he's talking about. So he creates the SEO content, he creates articles, which are quite easy to create. He focuses on creating original content. And then what he does is he creates a video version of that content and publishes it to YouTube. Then he creates Reddit posts summarizing that video and then links back to the video. And they're kind of all working together, which is kind of cool because we talked about Reddit, we talked about SEO, and now we're talking about YouTube, but he does all of that, which I think is kind of cool that this example has that. I do want to click into his account and verify that he doesn't have a whole lot of followers. So let's just click this little Twitter icon right here. That's going to pull up his account and boom, 174 followers. And you look at his tweets, he's kind of tweeting about random stuff that is not really related to his business. This is proof that this business does not require an audience. Most people without a personal brand have even more than 174 followers. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into that YouTube piece because I know people might think that YouTube means personal brand, But in this case, I don't think it does. And I have his Tech Lockdown YouTube channel right here, which first of all, it's not branded around his audience. It's branded around Tech Lockdown. And when I go and sort by most popular videos here, yes, it's him in there, but it's not about him. It's about his app. He has effective ways to block bleep. He has effective ways to block you know what in here and a bunch of content related to that has hundreds of thousands of views. There's not a whole lot of videos here, as he kind of mentioned, is that he writes a lot of content, he does a lot of Reddit posts, but the videos are just something he does if something is really working on SEO. And as you can see, 312,000 views on a YouTube video of over 4 years. That's going to drive a whole lot of customers. And it's not about his story. It's not about any of that stuff. It's what I call high intent content. It is content based around the actual app that he's building. And he doesn't have to go sell his soul on social media and reinvent himself and do all these things. It's just branded around his app. So yes, it is video content, but it's not based on audience or any sort of thing like that where you got to go and be cringe on camera. So I think that's super cool to sort of round out this video here to show you 3 ways you can grow your app without an audience. The first one, which I thought was super cool, which was Reddit. You can go and post on Reddit, not have any audience. You can have a post take off, and that can drive customers to your app. That's actually something that helped Starter Story grow a lot when I was first getting started, when I didn't have an audience. Number 2 is SEO. You can write articles, you can create content that can rank in search engines such as Google, but it can also rank in search engines such as YouTube. YouTube is a search engine, TikTok, all these other places have search functionality, and people are searching for these things. And lastly, we talked about YouTube. You can create YouTube videos with your face or potentially even without your face. That can help grow your business as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. These have been the 3 business ideas that you can build that require zero audience. We went over the exact content that they created, the strategies around it. So I hope you guys found this useful. Well, let me know what you think in the comments about me covering more growth related stuff. We talked about the ideas, but I really enjoy diving into all the growth strategies around them because yes, you got to build your app, but getting customers may be even harder. Okay, let me know what business ideas you guys want me to cover next. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.